What is up, YouTube? I am glad to be back. It's me, J Wolf 35, here from What Grinds My Gears to tell you what everybody really wants to know, and that's what grinds J Wolf's gears. No, but seriously, I've been gone this whole time because my mom was having some issues with her kidney. We had to get her in dialysis. There were some breathing issues, but God bless all the prayers, all the get wells and everything from friends on Facebook and family and everything. Thank you. She's getting better. She's doing better, and I'm happy, and I feel blessed by Jehovah and Yeshua, and I'm happy about everything that's going on in life, and I'm overjoyed. So thank you guys again. So I'm about to lay down some things that are grinding my gears recently. Let's talk abortion. That's a big thing that's been going on, and I might as well dive into a topic that's going to piss a bunch of people off because you know that's what I love to do. Abortion in politics today right now is just seeming really, really strange to me. Like you got so many people that want to say, you know, all women should have abortions. You want someone to say where women shouldn't have any control over their own body at all, which all of that's ridiculous. Now, I know sometimes I sound so Republican, sometimes I sound so liberal. It's kind of confusing to gauge me. Right now, I currently say I'm Republican. However, I have like a lot of liberal standpoints too. I don't think it's baby killing until the baby's around 23 weeks. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. I want to be frank. I think we need to have discussions like this. I think we need to have a little bit of conversation, okay? So here's my idea. I'm not saying I'm right, wrong, or in between. I'm not a politician. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. But I'm willing to say something that's a little, you know, a little on the cusp of being, oh, no, don't say that. You know, I'm willing to say something to get the ball rolling. So here we go. Here's my idea. And let me know in the comments how you think and what your idea on abortion would be. So here's my thing. I think abortion's for everybody, and women can have abortions as much as they want, and freedom of blood, all that. I think that type of mentality leads to women getting 5 and 6 and 7 abortions. And I've talked to medical professionals. I've talked to nurses. You know, I do it a lot because with my mom, and we talk a lot because, you know, they're helping me deal with her. They're coming over. And I've spoken to a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life in the medical profession, and they think that's ridiculous because there are women that do things like that. But then on the other hand, you have people that bring up about rapes and stuff like that. And then other people go, well, it doesn't matter if it's rape. Women should have a right to choose over their body. And I think that's a great place to start the conversation. I think the conversation should be when is it only the mom's body? When is it only the woman's body? And when is it actually the woman and the baby? Because see, as long as it's just the woman's body, it is her choice to be, you know, to have an abortion or not. I completely agree with that. And then at the same time, you know, once the baby can actually live outside of the womb on its own without the mother's support, don't we have an obligation as good human beings to consider its rights since it can survive without the mother now? Shouldn't it have a choice? And so this is why I say, let's start here. Let's talk about it. Let's get some voting going on. And that's why when I see a state trying to write a law, even if the law is wrong, they are making a conversation about what we need to do. Too long have politicians sat there on both sides of the aisle, Republican or Democrat, and said, oh, abortion's, yeah, as much as you want. It's freedom of choice. Or on the other side of it, oh, no, abortion's wrong, baby killing. Women have no rights. Both are ridiculous, don't you think? Both are just stupid. And what the state is trying to do is they're not outlawing abortions. They're trying to come up with, maybe they're wrong, what guidelines they're putting in. I don't know. I haven't looked into the law that much. But what they're trying to do, I know, is it's something along what I'm talking. It's like after so long, the baby has rights. And those inalienable rights should be protected. Now, that gives a woman more than enough time, and this is why I say 23 weeks. I mean, you have 23 weeks to decide, 22 weeks to decide if you want a baby or not. That's quite a bit of time. I mean, come on, 6 weeks is a month, or is almost 2 months. You know, 12 weeks. Come on, that's pretty far. You're almost halfway through the pregnancy at this point, and you don't want You don't want to, you don't know if you want it or not yet. You have to wait till it's almost a complete human being to decide to kill it. And when you put it in those perspectives, I'm not saying that women don't have a choice. I think abortion's great for like 14, 15, 16-year-old girls who make a mistake and don't want it to ruin their life or the other little boy's life that are trying to become doctors and lawyers and everything else. I think that's an amazing thing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because it's the woman's body at that point, you know. But then on the other end, when the kid is actually a kid, it's its own entity, its rights do need to be protected too. And there is one more lob hand grenade. I just want to pull it out with my teeth, throw it in there right now. You can flush it down the toilet if you want to, but here's the bottom line. If a woman has a choice, a man should have a choice too. A man should be able to say, hey, I don't want nothing to do with that kid. Here's my rights. Here's the money for the abortion if you decide to get one. If you don't want to get one, then that's all you're getting out of me. I'm done. You enjoy the baby or you get rid of the baby. You're a woman. It's your choice. But I'm choosing to step out. And I think that man should have that right. Now, I know, and I was talking actually with a Latino nurse, I want to say this, this morning about it. She's my mother's nurse. And she agreed with that, but she took it a step further. And I actually disagreed with this a little bit. She said that the man should have the right to keep the baby too. Which would also say that the woman wouldn't have the right to control what's going on over her body. So I don't like that either. But I think after 23 weeks, if the woman still doesn't want the baby, well, the man should have the right to say, well, I want the baby. And she's already allowed it to go this far to where the baby has become its own entity. So since it's became its own entity at this point, now it has rights and its father can represent its rights. You see, and it's not hard to think about things in a legal way. Politicians don't want people to think of things legalistically. Because when you think about things legalistically, you have to be very depictive about what you're saying. See, I'm going to say what I think's right. Now, somebody else might come along and go, no, 26 weeks is far better. And they might have theory and logic and information that makes me change my mind and go, you know what, 26 weeks is better. You're right. Let's, you know, okay. Because most babies at 23 weeks, and I already know this is a good argument for that, is a lot of them won't still make it, but they can. But after 26 weeks, 28 weeks, 30 weeks, that is a baby that can live completely on its own pretty well at that point. Some babies are born premature at that point and are fine. So, you know, that's where we need to start this discussion at, is where's the line draw? At some point in that stomach, that baby becomes its own person way before it leaves the stomach. And we need to recognize that. But also at some point in that stomach, that is just a piece of the woman, and if she wants to get rid of it, she has a right to. You know, it is a two-sided coin here, and we need to be responsible about how we do this. We can't just say women's right, everybody can have abortions, no questions asked. But at the same time, we can't say women don't have the right to get abortions because the baby has rights. There is a common ground here. There is a middle ground that, no, not everybody's going to be happy with. But let's be honest, the majority of us can stop. And even if we don't really, even if we think, oh, well, like I think it should be 23 weeks, but a law gets passed where it's 30 weeks. That's a law I could live with. That's a law I can go, you know, I think it really should be 23 weeks. But 30 weeks, I get why they do that. And I understand the logic, and I understand why the law got passed that way. I get it. This is what I'm talking about. See, we don't want right extremists. We don't want right leftists, extreme leftists. We want just normal people running the country. But a big problem with that is we never elect independent candidates because we never hear independent candidates and we never know what they're about. And some of them are weird and are socialists and would turn our country over to China in 5 seconds fast. So we don't want those type of people in office either. So we get, stuck with, a freaking donkey and a bunch of raging jackasses on both sides. It's bullshit. It is. I'm tired of it. Because I am tired of every time, I don't care if it's a Republican or a Democrat, coming up to the mic, all I hear is this. Every single time. All they want to do, this new guy, there's a new guy, his name is, I'm going to call him Mayor, oh, no, it's Mayor Pete, but his name is Mayor Pete, I'm going to say this wrong, Buttigieg. His name's Butt, I'm not being a jerk because he's gay, but butt edge, or a butte edge, or I don't know how to say it. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But I did see that, though. I was like, butt edge, and he's gay. It's kind of funny. But still, he seems like a wonderful, great guy. He seems like he'd be a great president. But he is very vague every time he gives an answer. He seems to only be caring about what other people want to hear. Mainly homosexuals, special interest groups, and millennials. He's trying to sew up the millennial group vote. And I really think that's what it's about. That's what it seems about. He doesn't want to be about age. He doesn't want to be determined by his age number. Yet, he wants to keep calling everybody old fuddy-duddies and point out how old Donald Trump is. And it's a bit ridiculous. And he doesn't have one cohesive plan or answer that I've seen in all the talks that he's done. It's just a bunch of very vague, bullcrap. At least Hillary had plans. Obama had plans. Trump had plans. Trump's trying to follow through with his plans. Obama tried to follow through with most of his plans. I mean, Hillary probably would have tried to do something. But a man that doesn't talk, doesn't state what he means, who's worried about looking bad, and that's what he's doing. And he's acting like he's a new face to politics, but this is exactly how politics acted back in the 50s. And he talks about the 2050s. So it's almost like he's just trying to do a retro thing. He's trying to be a very liberal, kind of conservative, kind of having the family Christian values gay man who's because he is gay and he's Christian, which I don't have a problem with that. I know other people do. I don't see anything wrong with it in the Bible, and I do. I'll be doing other videos about that at a later date and stuff like that. But the thing is, I don't see where he's getting any kind of momentum. First of all, he's just a mayor. He's only 37 years old, and he's a baby compared to most of the other senators. I'm sorry. I do want an old fuddy-duddy running my country. I want someone with life experience running my country. And I don't care that he's been to war. That doesn't make it, him a great guy just because he's been to war. So, in conclusion, I just wanted to say, hey, what's up? I'm back. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. I'll be doing more videos on my other channels too as time goes on, doing some stuff on that game Forest, and I've been doing a lot of builds on Smite and stuff that I'm interested to show you on my gaming channel. I know one of my bigger fans, Norway, my homie from PS4, one of my best friends, will happy to know I'm going to be starting to do my cooking stuff again, and I've recently been doing a lot better financially, so I'm going to be able to get a nicer camera to hopefully do that in a laptop here soon. Probably won't be for another month or two before I start doing the cooking shows again, but they're going to be a lot better and a lot more well done when I start doing them again. Meanwhile, you guys can catch me on here ranting and chatting you up about just different shit that grinds my gears. God bless. Yeshua bless you. Jehovah bless you. I hope you all have a good day, and please like and subscribe. Thanks again, and bye.